Katakuri got yet another leader card. This time it's full purple, but is there enough big mom cards to make it worth using? Well, let's talk about it. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Mabi here, and today I'm going to be giving you my personal deck profile for this Charlotte Katakuri purple leader that came out in OP11. The game plan here is to ramp up as quick as possible. You have a lot of searching cards and you have a decent amount of ram cards in order to get your super amazing late game Katakuris out, these Luffys, and of course these 10 drop rushing big moms. Now if you guys just want the deck profile, I recommend pausing the video, heading on over to my website MabiTCG.com. There you can get this deck profile and many others that we cover in image and text format. Alright, so this is going to be a full video breakdown. It's okay if you disagree with what I've built here. Just take whatever you think might work and put it into your own builds. And even better, let us know in the comments, what do you think should be added or removed to any of these purple Katakuri lists to make them good? Alright, so the first thing we're going to be talking about here is the leader. Charlotte Katakuri from OP11, 5000 striking leader, 5 life, mono purple. The only archetype here is Big Mom Pirates. So when attacking and when your opponent attacks once per turn, you can -1 Dawn, look at the top card of the opponent's deck, then give this leader 1000 power for the battle. So obviously the huge benefits of doing that is you get to see what the opponent has upcoming. So you can, if you are able to use this every single turn, you're gonna know, okay, I've seen 2/2Ks, I've seen a giant 10 drop, I should watch out for these specific cards, right? Also, later on, or if you have your 3-drop, if you are able to play this 3-drop Charlotte Pudding, or you are super late game, it's okay to use this every single turn when attacking and when your opponents attack. But remember, the whole goal is to ramp up quicker than usual in order to get more value out of your opponent. So this is a very powerful leader ability. Only if you get that character card, and super late game, you are able to easily go 6000 to destroy and go over any matching 5000. So that is the leader ability and how it works. Remember, information is super important. Okay, so we have Gomu Gatling Gun from OP03. It's cost 0. Activate this as a counter. You get to trash 1 card from your hand. Up to one of your leaders or characters gains 3000 power during this battle. Then the trigger here is add 1 Dawn active, which is really good. So in this deck, we're running 2 of here, and there's around 11 brick character cards, and then you have some other ramping cards that don't do a lot later on. So this is why this is in here, to help you, get rid of all that later on. Also, the trigger here is super powerful. You are a 5 life leader, meaning you want to take 5, you want to go down to 4, you want to go down to 3 and 2, because if you're able to hit any of these ramping ones, it just really escalates your specific strategy of ramping up to overwhelm your opponent. Next off, it's going to be Charlotte Pudding from OP11. It's cost 1, 1, and 1. On play, look at the top 5. Grab a Big Mom Pirate that costs 2 or more, meaning you can't grab this Charlotte Pudding, but you can grab this other Charlotte Pudding. There's no restriction for putting on pudding here. It's just a 2+, which is great. Then you can activate this -1 Dawn during your main phase. Rest the character to look at the top of your opponent's deck. In this specific deck, there isn't any reason for you to use this ability because you have your own ability to do so. There's no reason to use it before attacking. So in a future deck, this might be relevant, the bottom one, but it's just really good in general to find that one key piece Charlotte Pudding. If you already have that Charlotte Pudding, I recommend just grab your late games, your Katakuris, and your Linlins if possible, and then of course your 2Ks after that as a priority. These are really great to have in your opening hand. Next up, it's going to be Charlotte Anana. So this is from OP11, 1/1/1. So if you have a purple Big Mom type character other than Charlotte Anana, this character gains blocker, really cheap blocker, amazing cheap blocker, and it's a 1K counter as well. So that's how it works. This is a really nice one to put on the field. It can protect a lot of your cards and even your face late game. All right. Time for the other searching card of the deck. We're going to claim the One Piece. This is from OP07. This costs 1 if your leader is Animal Kingdoms or Big Mom Pirates. Look at the top 5 and you grab any animal or any Big Mom type pirate card. Doesn't matter the costs or names, you can grab it. Meaning if you really need to keep searching and if you find this, you can grab this Charlotte Pudding to keep looking. And we already talked about your main sort of goals here. Early game, you want to find those ramping cards. Your ramping cards are going to be these Charlotte Brulees and these It's to Die Fors. And unfortunately, you cannot search for this other ramping card, but those are the other ones you want to grab ASAP. The trigger here is activate this card's main effect, which is the searching card. Remember, again, your leader's super tanky. Take those hits. If you're able to get this really amazing trigger, then you got a lot of value off of that. Okay. Brulee. Honestly, this is a super important card. I recommend if you find this in your starting hand, you don't have a turn 1, you don't have a turn 2 with these cards, I recommend you still keep this card because your whole goal is once again ramping, and this one really helps you do that. So this is from OP11 341. On play, you can add the top card of your life to your hand. If your leader has Big Mom Pirates, you get to set one Dawn as active. So if you play this going first on turn 2, you can go ahead and I recommend attacking with your leader force because it's super early in the game. Your opponent doesn't care if you have the extra added Dawn to make this 6,000 to attacking. Attack them and then put this character on afterwards to ramp up. Then you're going to leave one Dawn backup as active. However, if you are able to maybe get something from your life pile or draw that turn equal to a searching card, you can go ahead and play this for 3, ramp one back up to 1, and then search with these or these. Otherwise, it's going to stay up, but that's okay because you don't want to activate something that's going to trigger them being able to take this out and attack, because with one Dawn attached, it is a nice little chump attacker as well. Unless you know your opponent doesn't have anything, then okay, you can play it in that order. But that's why the Charlotte Brulee is super important. It just allows you to do technically a 4 Dawn turn, and then you ramp up going first to 4 Dawn and 5, 6, and then even further on later. This is a super crazy good card. Now, time for Charlotte Pudding. So this is from OP08 341. Your turn once per turn. When a Dawn card on your field is returned back to your deck, you get to add one back and rest it. So, like I said, this is only pretty much useful mid to late game usually. So basically, if you have Charlotte Katakuri and you want to attack, you want to use this ability early game, only do it if this pudding is on the field. Otherwise, you are just hurting yourself and messing up the ramp. That's the only reason that's there. If you have both of these in your hand, I recommend always ramping up first or over than this. But this is a really great card to pay as well. It's also a high cost. It's a high target removal. Your opponent's not going to want you to keep this on the field because they know you want to keep removing and gaining benefits and removing and gaining benefits. So this is a great card in the deck as well. Now for your 2K, this is a Charlotte Strusen from OP11 332. Activate made once per turn. You can -1 Dawn, rest this character, declare a cost of your choice of your opponent's deck, and if you guess right, and then you get to rest a 4 or less. This is basically an Usohachi, except this is searchable, and you have to guess the top. But once again, you have your leader ability. If you use this towards the late game, you're gonna hopefully attack first to get some damage or whatever. Look at the top, then decide if you need to use this to rest a Dawn. Minus a character, minus a Dawn. Rest this character, guess on top, and then do what you need to do. So this is in the deck. We're running this as a 4, great searching, and also good for removing chump blockers towards the end game. Speaking of Usohachi, yes, we are still running Usohachis in here. So from ST18 332, on play 8 or more Dawn, rest a 5 drop or less. Super good. As I talked about, you want to ramp up. That's your whole game plan. This is not searchable, but it's still a great 2K to add on to the deck. In this deck, we are running a total of 11 2Ks, 4, 3, and then 4 more upcoming. Next, it's the It's to Die For card. This is from OP08, 3 cost event here. Activate this during your main. You get to add 1 Dawn for your Dawn deck as active. So basically, it's exactly the same thing as Charlotte Brulee. Instead of hurting yourself, you pretty much just don't get a body. But I recommend, well, let's read the rest first. Then, if your opponent has a character with 6,000 or more power in play, you get to ramp 1 more as active. I recommend even if you don't have, if the character is, there's not a 6,000 character, you still play this on curve. Don't miss any opportunities to ramp up because that is your whole game plan. If they end up getting something crazy out and you can't respond to it, it's over. This deck doesn't have anything to help remove a lot of stuff. It's just go quick and you want to ramp and just destroy ASAP. So more often than not, I think 20% of the time you will be using it for this. Maybe on turn 3 when your opponent might have something on the board, maybe like threw out a 4 cost that is actually 6,000 power. That's when this would go off. But honestly, just throw it out. Honestly, just throw it out. The trigger here is also ramp 1 as active, so good too. Running 3 of these. Time for your final ramping card. So we have 1, 2, 3. And then 4 of these equals 7. And we have 11 total with this Mr. 2 Bon Kurei Bentham from EBO1 411. On play, add 1 as active. So remember, if he plays on curve going seconds, you place this as a 4. Then you have 1 Dawn left over to attach to your leader, or play even more of really cheap 1 cost, which is super powerful. Then when attacking later on, select up to one of your opponent's characters on the board. This character's base power becomes the same as that. So if they have a nice 8,000 character, you attack, copy that 8,000. Then you can attach it on beforehand as well if you want to. So you can be like, you know, put like 2 on here, you copied 8,000, you swing into a 10,000, which is pretty good. This is a pretty decent card to have on the deck, have on the field, and your opponent will want to remove it as well. It's really weak to any removal, especially power removal. If they rest it, they can attack into it really easily for a 1,000, but it did its job helping you ramp up, which is the most important thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. So those are all your ramping. You got 11 ramping, 11 2Ks. This is the last of the 2Ks. Charlotte Daifuku from OP11 672. Nothing here but a nice 2K searchable counter. And if you really need a body on the board, 7,000 for 6 because you are ramping up that fast isn't the worst. Running 4 of these. Time for your late game. This is what you are ramping up as much as possible for. All of your amazing tiny support cards and 8 searching cards will allow you to get every single one of these cards except the 3 Luffy's in here. But we start with your key piece here, Charlotte Katakuri from OP11 880. It says innate blocker for 8,000. It's really good. End of your turn, set up to 2 of your big mom pirate characters that cost 3 or more back as active. Then you add 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck as rested. The bottom one might not come into play too often. However, adding 3 or more as active is super powerful. You can even do it self here, or in the previous turn if you attacked with, let's say, like the Charlotte Pudding, if you needed to do that, for example, or if you had this Daifuku and you attacked the turn before, you can set them as active. Otherwise, you want to put as many on the board as possible, stop a lot of really chump blockers, attack, bring it back up, attack. It's so super annoying, and this is an amazing, great card. Next off, we have Monkey D. Luffy. This is from OP09 910. On play, you can bounce. You can return 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck to your deck, back to your deck. It says you may return 1 or more. Only 1 in this deck. You don't need to do more. And then you get to draw 1 card, which is great. It replaces itself when you play it, and this character gains rush. So, ramp up, super strong defense, super strong rush. That's the game plan. Unfortunately, not searchable, but that's okay because your other card that you do want to search for besides this is going to be this Charlotte Linden. This is from OP11 10-12-0. If your leader has big mom type, this character gains rush 10,000, 12,000 rush. 12,000 rush is amazing. It doesn't have the best ability, which we'll talk about in a bit, but the fact that you are getting there quicker and faster means you are going to get some benefits out of this. The second ability here is on your opponent's attack once per turn, you can minus 5 Dawn, which is a lot. You may declare a cost, reveal a card of your opponent's deck. If you get it right, give your leader 2,000 power during this turn. So this is basically going to be a Hail Mary defense card. If your opponent is trying to go for game, you can go ahead and activate your leader's ability first, right? You want to use this first so you know what's on top. So your opponent's going to attack, right? So you go ahead and minus 1 Dawn, and then you get to see what it is. And then your leader goes to 6,000 for that battle. Then you minus 5 more, making it minus 6 total. Then your leader will be able to be 8,000 for that battle. Hopefully you can counter out of it, and then after that battle, your leader will be 7,000 for the rest of the turn, and hopefully you can survive and do stuff. After that, you're going to be down to maybe 4 to 5 Dawn, assuming you maybe didn't use this, maybe you knew for some reason, you guessed. Then on your following turn, you're going to have 5 to 6 Dawn to hopefully recover and try to end the game. Even though you have this Charlotte Pudding on the board, remember this is only during your turn. So during your opponent's turn, you can't activate this and, you know, grab 1 back up. So that's pretty much how the deck works. You want to go quick and fast. You don't really have any sort of mid-game characters, but you really don't need it. You don't need it. There's a lot of cards in OP11 that specifically, you know, you have the Charlotte Oven 4 cost, you have the 5 cost Sparrow. Those are great, but I found out in this deck, you know, heavy removal meta, heavy ramping meta, or really strong meta, the only way this Katakuri is going to keep up is if you ramp up and you try to win the game with huge fat bodies like this. So that's why we're running this particular deck. If you want to see my previous OP11 deck that did revolve around those cards I just talked about, the Sparrow, the Charlotte Ovens, and even the 9-drop Big Mom, I'm not running that in there because it doesn't really do too much on play. Like you want to run it and destroy an attack, because that 9-drop Big Mom is all about healing and being like very, very slow play. You want to go quick, go fast, and have strong bodies. So that's why we're running the 8-drop Katakuris, the 9-drop Luffy's, and those 10-drop Big Moms. So it's really important that you pilot this with the fact with, you know, with the fact that you want to wrap up ASAP, you want to grab those cards, and then you go from there. So that's how I like to play this Katakuri at the moment. I think it's a fun deck. It's really interesting. So if you guys enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. We're going to be covering every single leader from here on forward. Hopefully you guys are here for that. And of course, we upload duels for you guys to watch and, you know, and featuring these decks. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. The website.